What do you think is the biggest cyber threat to India in the next 2-3 years?
Data threat is the biggest threat. Indian data is like a gold mine for the world today. And if all our data gets compromised, believe me, the nation is compromised.
आजकल ऐसे कौन से नए यूपीआई स्कैम्स हो रहे हैं जिनके बारे में हमको पता होना चाहिए?
बैंकर्स ही सबसे बड़े फ्रॉड्स हैं। बिना उनके वो म्यूल अकाउंट्स क्रिएट किए, बिना उनके एक्सेस दिए, बिना उनके खुद एक्सेस लिए, ये कुछ भी बैंकिंग फ्रॉड्स हो नहीं सकते।
She has seen the darkest corners of the internet and she's here to tell us how fragile our digital lives really are. Joining us today is Puneet Bhasin, India's most recognized cyber lawyer, privacy and data protection expert. Which are the biggest cyber crimes?
A very leading instant messaging application, they have been recording people's conversations. आपको लगता है आप जो apps मोबाइल पे डाउनलोड करते हैं वो केवल आपको एक सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं. They are actually tracking every activity.
What is digital arrest?
एक केस बताती हूँ एक सीनियर सिटीजन का. She was aware of digital arrests also and she lost over crores of rupees. So they very well know what exactly you are searching. Even if you're doing it in incognito mode, there is a mirroring of your screen that is happening.
How dangerous it is to share information with ChatGPT? Hello everyone, I am Zara Jani and welcome to Zara Jani Show. यहाँ बातें सिंपल है बट सोचने वाली. So grab your favorite snacks, चाय और कॉफी and let's start the बातचीत. अगर पसंद आए तो spread the word, like, share, subscribe. Hi Puneet ma'am, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Zara, glad to be here.
I have a feeling that this podcast is going to be intense and I mean that in a very good way क्योंकि आज बहुत information मिलने वाली है cyber crime and digital safety के बारे में. Today, with a click of a button, everything is so convenient. But convenience comes with a cost. I have some shocking numbers here. India saw a 300% rise in cyber fraud just last year. So starting with a basic question, how unsafe we really are online? And आज अगर कोई पॉडकास्ट देख रहा है या सुन रहा है, what are the chances कि उनका पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन ऑलरेडी डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में है एंड कैन बी मिसयूज?
देखिए, अगर आप मोबाइल फोन यूज कर रहे हैं जो स्मार्टफोन है तो आप समझिए आपका इन्फॉर्मेशन ऑलरेडी आउट है, आप चाहे सोशल मीडिया पे हैं या नहीं है. सो दैट इज अ डिफॉल्ट सिनेरियो. सो टुडे देयर इज नोबडी हु कैन से कि I have not been breached or my data is not available anywhere until and unless you are living a life with a very basic basic phone, no smartphone, and completely secluded from the digital world. So whether or not you are on multiple applications, the fact that you have a smartphone, I'm quite certain everybody is aware. We have Google Maharaj who knows everything.
Yeah.
So you are yourself giving permissions, allowing them, whether it's location tracing, whether it's everything possible. Today, you and me are sitting here. Before anybody else knows or your viewers know, I am quite certain Google knows.
Yeah.
So that is with the positioning. So the moment the two devices are there in the same location, there is geolocation tracing that happens. So as a matter of fact, in a lot of countries, and also now in India, it has started, that this is used for marketing purposes. So what tends to happen is the moment you enter a mall, you will start getting those SMSs of discounts in the different stores because of the geolocation tracing. So whether or not you realize, a lot of information about you, your whereabouts, your life is already there. As a matter of fact, there are certain applications, like I would say, if you would have read the news, a very leading instant messaging application has openly gone ahead and said, okay, there was a technical glitch and they have been recording people's conversations and, you could say the microphone, despite, even when people are sleeping, even if they're disabling the application or not utilizing the application, the microphone remains on. So which means you have somebody listening to you all the time. वो कहते हैं दीवारों के कान होते हैं. I would say आजकल आपके phones, आपके laptops, आपके iPads, सबके कान हैं. You need to really think before you speak and what you have with you around you.
Exactly. If we are having a conversation, I guess हम सब ने ये experience किया है. अगर हम किस चीज के बारे में बात करें, suddenly we'll start getting ads and reels and shorts उसी चीज के बारे में. Tell me Puneet ma'am, which are the biggest cyber crimes जो इंडिया में currently हो रहे हैं जिसके बारे में नॉर्मल पब्लिक को पता भी नहीं है कि ये एक्चुअली क्राइम है?
देखिए, वो तो ज्यादातर नॉर्मल पब्लिक को कुछ भी नहीं पता है क्राइम है। वो एक क्या बोलते हैं, क्योंकि लॉन्ग स्टैंडिंग एक आप समझिए सालों सालों से चला आ रहा है कि स्टैंडर्ड डेफिनेशन ऑफ क्राइम्स होते हैं। अगर आप देखेंगे, थेफ्ट का एक डेफिनेशन है जो सालों साल से चल रहा है। कोई चुरा रहा है तो आप उसको थेफ्ट बोलते हैं। सेम चीज बाकी क्राइम्स के लिए है। अभी डिजिटल क्राइम्स में इनोवेशन बहुत ज्यादा है। तो जो क्राइम आप समझिए, पिछले हफ्ते आपने समझ लिया कि डिजिटल अरेस्ट क्राइम है, सबको समझ आ गया डिजिटल अरेस्ट होता है, ये होता है। अभी इस हफ्ते से शुरू हो जाएगा आपका फेक आरटीओ टिकट्स एंड फेक चालान स्कैम। तो जब तक लोगों को वो समझ आता है कि ये क्राइम है, तब तक एक नया क्राइम आ जाता है। तो आप एक चीज समझिए, टेक्नोलॉजी इज डायनामिक। Now, because of that, what tends to happen is that the crimes linked to it are also equally dynamic. और ये लॉ एनफोर्समेंट की गलती नहीं है। आज कोई भी आदमी उस स्थिति में रहे, आप बोले मैं एक कदम आगे रहूं, एक कदम आगे रहूं, पर आप कितना भी एक कदम आगे रहेंगे, फिर भी क्योंकि इतना डायनामिक फ्रेमवर्क है जिसमें आप ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, आपके लिए मतलब लॉ एनफोर्समेंट के लिए तो ये एक इम्पॉसिबिलिटी है। दे विल ट्राई टू नेविगेट इट। एंड एज अ कंज्यूमर, एक सिंपल चीज मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ, डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में, आज के जमाने में आप डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में रहते हैं। पहले एक था कि मतलब एक माइंड की एक कैपेबिलिटी है, नॉर्मल एक इनहेरेंट थिंग है, आप जो देखते हैं आप उस पर यकीन करते हैं, जो आप सुनते हैं आप उस पर यकीन करते हैं। इन द डिजिटल वर्ल्ड, डोंट बिलीव एनीथिंग दैट यू सी, डोंट बिलीव एनीथिंग दैट यू हियर। एवरीथिंग हैज टू बी वेरीफाइड बाय यू पर्सनली। जो आप सुनते हैं उस पर यकीन ना करें डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में, जो आप देखते हैं उस पर यकीन ना करें। सो इट बेसिकली changes and defies the basic principles of human living, where our mind is trained. So you may say, very educated people are falling victims to cyber crimes. People who are themselves maybe ex-police officers are falling victim to a digital arrest scam. That is all happening, losing crores of rupees. Now, why is this happening? Because our human brain, they are not people who are lacking acumen, intelligence, but our human brain, and especially in India, we are very trusting people. Yeah. Understand one thing. So, where we come from a mindset where till the other person is not proven to be dishonest, we believe him to be honest. So today, let's say if you're going to give me a plate of sweets, okay, I will believe it is good sweets and I will have it. Unlike many other countries where they will not take anything from anybody else's hand or will not eat anything from anybody else's hand. So there is an inherent distrust there. Until you don't eat, I will not eat it. In India, you will offer somebody a plate of sweets and he will take it up. He will not wait for you to eat it. He will inherently trust you until proven that you are not trustworthy. So that mindset is inherently there. We believe. Now, the digital space, or you could say the cyberspace and cyber criminals take a huge advantage. They have a huge advantage because of this mindset, because of the human brain believing what it sees, what it hears, and the Indian mindset of trusting nature. That's where I think, large number of cyber crimes are being targeted towards Indians today. The only reason being, first of all, we are the largest population. So yes, you get a lot of people out here to be targeted as compared to, entire countries which don't even have the population of Dharavi. So, you need to see the dynamics. For criminals, this is a larger opportunity as compared to countries with a very small population. And the second aspect being the mindset of the population, where people, I wouldn't say are gullible, but I would say they are karmically more trusting, more spiritual in nature, wherein, there is a belief in humanity, which is still there. The belief, the mind is not tuned into, somebody is going to do something wrong to me.
I agree that Indians are more soft-hearted and वो कोई चीज के लिए नहीं बोलते बिकॉज उनको लगता है सामने वाला बुरा मान जाएगा.
बिल्कुल, हम वो सब सोचते हैं कि दूसरे इंसान को क्या लगेगा. ये नहीं, मतलब हम पहले बुरी चीज नहीं सोचेंगे, पहले अच्छी ही चीज सोचेंगे. वो एक माइंडसेट, एक साइकोलॉजी जो है वो साइबर क्रिमिनल्स बहुत अच्छे तरीके से समझते हैं.
वी हैव स्टैट्स व्हिच प्रूव्स दैट सबसे ज्यादा साइबर क्राइम या टारगेट इंडियंस या इंडिया ही रहता है इसमें.
इस समय तो डेफिनेटली है. एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इट डेफिनेटली इज.
वाओ, दैट्स न्यूज़. आप बहुत सारे केसेस से डील करते हैं ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. ऐसा कोई साइबर स्कैम था जिसने आपको भी एज अ साइबर लॉयर बहुत शॉक कर दिया?
I think every cyber scam is the same. शॉक होना मैं कहूंगी मुश्किल है, क्योंकि over a period of time आप इतने सारे देखते ही हैं.
But share some cases with us, like some incidents.
One of, I would not say shocking, I would say more alarming, is linked to young children on the internet. So yes, when people lose money, I sympathize. Yes, we fight their cases, try our best to recover the money. But believe me, when life is lost, when a childhood innocence is lost, when people lose their mind completely with depression, etc., because of the losses, that is a major loss of life.
Yeah.
The loss of money can be, covered up. I understand it is a loss, but it is something, माया आती है जाती है, माया किसी के पास नहीं रहने वाली है. लेकिन जब आपके जीवन के बाकी एस्पेक्ट्स अफेक्ट होते हैं, that is where I see the real challenge happening. So I would not say the most shocking case, but I would say there are a large number of cases that I see which alarm me involving young children. So young children are not just perpetrators of cybercrime, but are also victims of cybercrime. And unfortunately, we have created a system where we have allowed young children without proper understanding of the digital space. Today, even adults are grappling with it, first of all. Imagine when I'm telling you the psychology of digital space, adults are grappling with it, and we have exposed young children.
Yeah.
And there are a plethora of cases of the backlashes young children face. One of the cases I would not name, but was of a very young girl. And, she had turned adult by that point of time. And, at some point of time, it was during the lockdown that this ended up happening. She started receiving, threatening messages from multiple other, accounts on Facebook, on different instant messaging, with certain videos and, blurred videos, which were her, and images of her, and, which probably would have been taken at some point of time, but they were blurred, and, but she could identify it's her to some extent. She also could not recollect how, when she is, videoed in those compromising situations. And a very young girl. And, she went into depression. All of that happened. Her parents contacted me at that point of time. And they said that, if this gets circulated, our daughter is suffering at this point of time. And the circulation part, honestly, they were fully with their daughter, which is amazing. They were like, okay, whatever happens, let the perpetrator do anything with that video. We don't care. But we are losing our daughter at this point of time. She's not eating. She's not able to sleep. As you could say, in a loop, the same thing is going on in her brain. She's getting obsessively, you could say, disturbed by this entire situation. And it is happening because, see, she's not wrong. Somebody is going to go on messaging you on different portals, on different things. So basically you could say, bombarding you to be able to harass you to that extent. So it's a very normal reaction that she is also having in this situation. So in this entire thing, we went ahead, we registered the police complaint, the police investigated. Thereafter, I think it would be on the 4th or the 5th day after we initiated the legal process, that the perpetrator was arrested, and he was an ex-boyfriend of when she was 13 or 14 years old.
Oh my God.
So why did he do this? Just for fun. He was getting bored during the lockdown. So you can imagine somebody getting bored. So I would say that was more alarming, that people committing crimes. We are not talking about, these are not criminals.
Exactly.
But people committing crimes out of boredom.
But generally लोगों को लगता है कि हमारे साथ ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. I'm sure hackers या cyber criminals, they look for some loophole. वो लोग randomly अपने targets नहीं select करते हैं. कुछ तो weak spot देखते होंगे. So what are some small things we do every day जिससे हम easy targets बन जाते हैं hackers या cyber criminals के?
बेसिकली आपके बारे में जितना डेटा सर्कुलेशन में है, आपको एक चीज बताऊं, आज आपके हस्बैंड को भी आपके बारे में इतना नहीं पता है जितने आपके स्मार्टफोन को पता है. सो व्हाट टेंड्स टू हैपन इज, एक तरीके का प्रोफाइलिंग होता है. आपको लगता है आप जो एप्स मोबाइल पे डाउनलोड करते हैं वो केवल आपको एक सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं. नॉट रियली. दे आर एक्चुअली ट्रैकिंग एवरी एक्टिविटी. हर एक्टिविटी जो आप फोन पर कर रहे हैं वो उसकी एक ट्रैकिंग रखते हैं, इंक्लूडिंग आप सर्च क्या कर रहे हैं सर्च इंजिन्स पे. सो आपके इंटरेस्ट किस चीज में है. माइक्रोफोन तो ऑन रहता है, ये तो काफी कॉमन चीज है. कई एप्स का आपने डिटेक्ट नहीं किया होगा, कई एप्स का अभी भी चल रहा है. टेक्निकल ग्लिच के नाम पे काफी चीजें चल जाती हैं. तो आप जो बोल रहे हैं वो सुन रहे हैं, आप जिधर जा रहे हैं आपकी लोकेशन ट्रेस हो रही है, आप जो सर्च कर रहे हैं, जो भी आप फोन में कर रहे हैं. एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट आपको एक बात बताऊं, द अमाउंट ऑफ प्राइवेसी इन्वेजन ऑन एप्स इज, काफी सारे एप्स दे बेसिकली गो अहेड एंड ऑल्सो कंटिन्यू टू टेक स्क्रीनशॉट्स ऑफ योर इमेजेस. तो काफी ऐसे लोग होते हैं जो आते हैं कि हमने अपना बैंकिंग ओटीपी किसी को दिया ही नहीं, फिर भी हमारे अकाउंट से पैसा गया. ये कैसे हुआ? क्योंकि एप्स ऐसे हैं जिनका मतलब कुछ एप्स, एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट, एक about 3 or 4 years back एक ट्रैवल ऐप भी जो था उसमें भी यही सिचुएशन थी that they were going ahead and taking screenshots. So अभी कौन बैकएंड पे ये क्या डेटा ले रहा है? आपको लग रहा है आपका ओटीपी केवल आपको एसएमएस में आ रहा है, लेकिन वो कौन पढ़ रहा है बैकग्राउंड में आपको कुछ नहीं पता. कई सारे जो आपको मैसेजेस आते हैं व्हाट्सएप्स पे, कई सारे इमेजेस, लिंक्स, इमेजेस में भी एक्चुअली एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट लोगों को लगता है इमेजेस आर वेरी इनोसेंट. There is something called steganography in which there can be a lot of malware, there can be malicious content into images also. आप जैसे वो ओपन करते हैं वो डाउनलोड हो जाता है. अगर उसमें एक सिंपल चीज जैसे एक ट्रोजन जिसको कहा जाता है विच इज लाइक अ थर्ड पार्टी विच कैन कंट्रोल योर एंटायर डिवाइस, आपको लग रहा है आप मोबाइल फोन को कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं, दैट इज नॉट ट्रू. Then you are using your phone, but a third person is in control of your device. So apart from the apps which can go ahead and mirror, जिसको हम mirror बोलते हैं, mirror your screen, there are third parties via Trojans which you have enabled, allowed them into your device who are going ahead and controlling your entire device. So in that situation, they know a lot of things about you. आपको एक केस बताती हूँ एक सीनियर सिटीजन का. She just about 6-7 months back digital arrest नए शुरू हुए थे. But she was a very educated woman, absolutely educated woman. And she was aware of digital arrests also. It's not that she was not aware of it. And she lost over crores of rupees, a very substantial sum of money, I would say. And my first question to her was, over 4 days, how did you lose this money when she came to me? She said, you know something? This entire thing was, about a parcel has come and about a drug scam, etc. I said, but why would you think anything was linked to this about you? You are a senior citizen. You have nothing to do with this. And she told me, there is something nobody knows. That, in my college days, I had, once with some friends tried something and, some friend had done something. And, I just kind of, saw that somewhere on television once about, the same kind of substances. And I just Googled and I read on search engines about it. And within, few days, I, got this call. So I actually believed it could be linked to something because it was going on in her mind. It was going on in her mind. That, something from, you could say 40, 50 years back surfaced when she was abroad. She had done something. Her husband also doesn't know. Nobody knows about it. She just searched about it. And from a search, like as I told you, there are applications which are mirroring your screen. So what you search, you feel only Google knows. But believe me, if there is any malicious application, or sometimes, there are applications providing you services which are also mirroring your screen. So they very well know what exactly you are searching. They exactly know that even if you're doing it in incognito mode, then you are only disallowing Google to know. But believe me, if there is a mirroring of your screen that is happening by any other application, they definitely know what you're doing, even in an incognito mode. So, she was searching for that entire thing, whether that was legal, illegal. And, somehow or the other, because it was in her mind, she did some searches and within a few days, this comes up. It's quite believable for her to think that, she is being apprehended for something like this.
Just for the sake of the audience, आप explain कर सकते हैं what is digital arrest और उसमें क्या होता है?
Digital arrest basically एक आप मानिए कि अरेस्ट नहीं है, परंतु जो सामने परपेट्रेटर है या जिसको हम बोलते हैं जो क्रिमिनल है, वो एक इस तरीके का एक इल्यूशन क्रिएट करता है कि आपने कोई गुनाह किया है या आप किसी गुनाह के संबंधित में आपको इन्वेस्टिगेट किया जा रहा है और उसके आधार पर आपको एक मेंटली एक अरेस्ट के रूप में डाल देता है कि आप इस कमरे से निकल नहीं सकते, आप कोई किसी को फोन नहीं कर सकते, आप हमारे साथ ही कम्युनिकेशन रखेंगे, हम आपको इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं, आपके बैंक अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट्स आप प्रोवाइड करेंगे. तो एक तरीके का ये एक साइकोलॉजिकल मैनिपुलेशन होता है. और आप सोचेंगे कैसे लोग इसमें पढ़ते हैं, जब तक पढ़ेंगे नहीं तब तक आपको समझ नहीं आएगा कि डेफिनेटली कोई भी पढ़ सकता है. इट इज अ मैनिपुलेशन. एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट इसके काफी सारे कॉल सेंटर्स आपने न्यूज में भी पढ़े होंगे, कई विदेश के एरियाज में बड़े बड़े कॉल सेंटर्स इसके हैं जिसमें हिंदुस्तानियों को ही बंधक बनाया हुआ है ये करने के लिए. ये भी काफी कुछ ऑलरेडी है जिसकी इंडियन एजेंसीज काफी इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं कि not just the criminals are not just criminals, they are victims also. So many people from India are offered jobs. They are told कि आपको जॉब दी जाएगी, आप इस देश जाएंगे, आपको ये दिया जाएगा. जैसे उधर जाते हैं उनका पासपोर्ट सब ले लिया जाता है उनसे. There are many times foreign nation state actors, so nation state sponsored, दूसरे देश इसको sponsor कर रहे हैं, ऐसा भी है. और ये कॉल सेंटर्स मैसिव स्केल पे ऑपरेट हो रहे हैं जिसमें आपको जो क्रिमिनल लग रहा है वही विक्टिम भी है उधर. तो
एंड उसके थ्रू देन दे सॉर्ट ऑफ एम्प्टी योर बैंक अकाउंट्स, आपसे पैसे लेते हैं.
बिल्कुल पैसे लेते हैं, आपको एक तरीके का एक मेक बिलीव सिचुएशन क्रिएट कर दिया जाता है विच योर माइंड बिलीव्स. इट इज क्वाइट बिलीवेबल.
अगर आज किसी को अपना फोन सिक्योर करना है, सो व्हाट आर द टॉप 5 important settings they should turn on?
द फर्स्ट थिंग आई ऑलवेज टेल पीपल इज आपकी बैंकिंग का फोन अलग रखिए. देखिए मोबाइल बैंकिंग सबने करना ही है, ऐसा बहुत मुश्किल है हम ये कहें कि मोबाइल बैंकिंग आप करेंगे ही नहीं जीवन में. यूपीआई से भी हर कोई पेमेंट्स कर ही रहा है. तो एक अच्छा ऑप्शन ये है कि आप जो स्मार्टफोन में आप दूसरे एप्लीकेशंस डाउनलोड करते हैं, आप दूसरी चीजें करते हैं, बैंकिंग का एक फोन अलग रख दीजिए. आई वुड ऑलवेज से 2 फोन लेकर घूमिए. सिंपल चीज है, थोड़ा इनकन्वीनियंट है, लेकिन यू आर गोइंग टू सेव योर लाइफ सेविंग्स इन दैट. जो आप दूसरा फोन भी रखते हैं, देखिए एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग कैन बी कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड इफ इट्स इन द डिजिटल वर्ल्ड. एक ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग का जो फोन है उसमें आप जो ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग ऐप यूज करते हैं किसी बैंक अकाउंट से लिंक्ड होगा, वो पर्टिकुलर बैंक अकाउंट में आप मिनिमम बैलेंस रखिए. मतलब जितना आपको डेली एक्सपेंस के लिए चाहिए. लेट्स से आपको एक्सपेंस के लिए चाहिए 30,000 40,000 एन एग्जाम्पल, आप उस अनुसार फिजिकली ट्रांसफर करते रहिए उस अकाउंट में और उतना ही आप उस मोबाइल बैंकिंग से यूज करिए. रेस्ट ऑफ बैंकिंग आई वुड ऑलवेज सजेस्ट आप फिजिकल बैंकिंग करिए. गो बैक टू द ओल्ड टाइम्स. आप देखेंगे आजकल बैंकर्स ही इतने सारे केसेस ऑफ बैंकिंग फ्रॉड्स अगेंस्ट बैंकर्स. तो हु इज द बिगेस्ट फ्रॉडस्टर इज द क्वेश्चन. आप क्रिमिनल साइबर क्रिमिनल्स बोल रहे हैं, मैं बोलूंगी बैंकर्स ही सबसे बड़े फ्रॉड्स हैं. बिना उनके फैसिलिटेशन के, बिना उनके वो म्यूल अकाउंट्स क्रिएट किए, बिना उनके एक्सेस दिए, बिना उनके खुद एक्सेस लिए, ये कुछ भी बैंकिंग फ्रॉड्स हो नहीं सकते. CBI itself is going ahead. It's all over the news. Is investigating all the banks and close to around I think 80 lakh or 80,000 something accounts are there which are actually mule accounts created. It's impossible that this can happen without banking system having knowledge. So today you need to save your money from the banks also. So why go digital, which gives these people an access to be able to go ahead and take away your money?
That's a fabulous point to have another
You need to secure your money from the banks. The money is not secure in the banks.
What are the other settings which we can do?
One of the things is this 2 phone thing. The next thing that you can have is a basic anti-spyware, a good one. Don't please go for the free versions. Go for a good one. Take a paid version and take a subscription. जैसे आप कंप्यूटर्स में करते थे एंटीवायरस, एंटी मैलवेयर, एंटी स्पाईवेयर, ये सब चीजें क्या होता है, जैसे हमारे पास मोबाइल फोन होता है, वी डोंट रियलाइज दैट इज एक्चुअली योर सुपर कंप्यूटर. So the same thing should be there even on these devices. Anti-spyware, anti-malware, all of these things should be there. Ideally also they should be renewed, they should be updated. ऐसे ही नहीं कि आपने डाउनलोड करके रख दिया, उसमें क्या होता है नए नए टाइप के क्रिमिनल्स, malicious files आती ही रहती हैं. So if the application is not updated, you are actually not protected. So you may have paid, you may have downloaded the application, but if you are not updating it regularly, then you are still exposed. That is the second thing. Treat your mobile phone as a computer device and accordingly go ahead and install the necessary security software in that. The third thing, do not use your phones or keep your phones in any major discussion, important discussion, family situation. Do not share your children's data on social media. Do not share data anywhere and everywhere. All of this is very, very crucial because you have no idea who's watching. Do not have your phones in your bedrooms. Avoid any place where you would want your privacy. Ensure you need to respect your privacy. The device is not going to respect it. So you need to draw the lines of where the phone should be. I'll tell you, around 15, 20 years back, people actually used to leave their mobile phone in the hall and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Then the whole thing started where people started scrolling reels, scrolling content, scrolling unnecessarily with more and more of that.
So many people take their phones even to the bathroom.
So imagine why.
Yeah.
So you need to respect your privacy first and automatically you will set the boundaries for these devices. It's as simple as that.
Apart from having a strong password, email पे कौन सी settings होनी चाहिए to avoid hackers from hacking your email?
the multiple authentication methods which different email service providers are providing. Well, Gmail is providing multi-device authentication, wherein, let's say, if you're logging in from your XYZ mobile phone and you are also using Gmail on your iPad, then you can easily put the setting that, whenever a login happens from Gmail anywhere on any other device, it will come for authentication on my mobile phone first. When I say, yes, it is me, is when it will happen. So even if somebody has your password, forget attacking via brute force or trying to ascertain your password. Even if somebody has it, till you don't say it is me, it will not happen. You can set up with respect to OTP. You will get an SMS also. You can set up with respect to other forms of verification. So all those options are there. If you enable them, then definitely.
Fair enough. I guess वो सब settings हम लोग बहुत skip कर देते हैं.
Yeah, when you open your account, you just skip. And even, every time you log in, especially with Gmail, they actually tell you that, set up this authentication, set up that, and you will always skip it.
You always skip it because like ये
to go
बाद
to
में
your email
करेंगे.
fast, बाद में करेंगे. पर वो बाद में मत करिए, वो पहले करिए.
Correct. बट हम जब साइबर क्राइम की बात करते हैं, हमारे दिमाग में या तो बैंक फ्रॉड्स आते हैं या समथिंग रिलेटेड टू ईमेल और सोशल मीडिया. व्हाट्सएप स्कैम्स अलग लेवल पे चले गए हैं. व्हाट्सएप इज क्लेमिंग दैट इट्स एंड टू एंड इनक्रिप्टेड, फिर भी लोगों के व्हाट्सएप हैक हो रहे हैं. हाउ इज व्हाट्सएप बीइंग हैक्ड टुडे?
व्हाट्सएप हैक नहीं हो रहे. जो मैंने आपको यही बताया है कि देयर आर अदर एप्लीकेशंस व्हिच कैन मिरर योर एंटायर स्क्रीन. अगर आपका SMS का OTP उनको दिख सकता है, मिररिंग ऑफ द स्क्रीन मतलब अगर एप्लीकेशन बैकड्रॉप में है, आपने डाउनलोड किया हुआ है, आपकी स्क्रीन पे आप जो करते हैं, आप जो सर्च करेंगे गूगल पे, आप इनकॉग्निटो मोड पे भी करेंगे तो भी वो एप्लीकेशन को दिखता है आप क्या सर्च कर रहे हैं. आपको जो SMS आ रहा है दिख रहा है, आपका व्हाट्सएप चैट में आप क्या चैट कर रहे हैं वो भी दिख रहा है. So basically, it's like a spy sitting on your own device and everything जो आपकी आंखें स्क्रीन पर देख रही हैं वो भी पीछे से देख रहा है.
और बैकएंड पे कौन बैठा है वी डोंट नो, तो वो कभी भी वो इन्फॉर्मेशन लेके मिसयूज कर देंगे.
Obviously. आज आपको फ्री एप्लीकेशन सर्विस प्रोवाइडर कोई भी नहीं है, उसको आपको फ्री में एप्लीकेशन देके कुछ फायदा है? पैसे कहाँ से बन रहे हैं? आपके डेटा से ही तो पैसे बन रहे हैं.
So data is the
दुनिया में कौन सी
currency.
चीज मुफ्त है?
So data is the currency.
You are being monetized. आपको इतने सारे अलग अलग एप्लीकेशंस फोटो एडिटिंग के वगैरह फ्री में कौन क्यों दे रहा है? आपको सुंदर दिखाने के लिए. क्यों? किसके मन में ये इतनी अच्छी भावना है? सारी लेडीज दुनिया की सुंदर लगे फोटोज में. किसके मन में ये भावना है? स्पेशली अगर पेड ऐप भी नहीं है तो उसका डेवलपमेंट कॉस्ट, मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट कौन दे रहा है? आप दे रहे हैं अपने डेटा के साथ. यू आर अलाउइंग देम टू एक्सेस एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग.
Can you name some of these apps?
It's best not to.
No.
I'm sure everybody has them on their devices.
Oh my God.
But it's very, very important that only proper credible applications, and that too in a separate device, the credible applications. I will always say, do not utilize your banking and your critical transactions, critical information in any device which has any other application. Whether it may be a known application also, always keep that bifurcation.
Another thing which I wanted to discuss was deep fake voice. ये AI generated voice होता है. Basically किसी का voice mimic कर रहे हैं. It's fake, it's not real. So WhatsApp crime क्या और dangerous हो गए हैं with deep fake voice notes?
Definitely. क्योंकि अगर आपका voice samples, see, as I told you, many applications are having the microphone constantly listening to you. अभी उनको ये डेटा लेके आपसे क्या मिल रहा है? Obviously, they are capturing your voice modality, tone, pronunciation of different alphabets, and that is exactly how deepfakes get created. It's exactly that story. So that is why your voice is also data. Everything about you is data, and that's how you are getting, you are the point of monetization. That is how it is.
So कोई मेरी वॉइस क्लोन कर सकता है इवन विद अ 5 सेकंड क्लिपिंग?
डेफिनेटली की जा सकती है. वो 5 सेकंड क्लिपिंग में आपने क्या बोला, कितना बोला, और क्या होता है किसी भी इंसान का 5 सेकंड्स ही नहीं है इंटरनेट पे, कई ज्यादा है. आप अगर मतलब समझिए उसका 10-15 मिनट का भी कंटेंट इकट्ठा कर लेंगे, इट इज मोर देन इनफ टू क्रिएट. आपको पता होगा इमेजेस के साथ तो ऑब्वियसली पूरी वीडियोस बन जाते हैं. आजकल देयर आर एप्लीकेशंस विच आपके कुछ 1-2 वीडियो और आप फोटो शेयर कर दीजिए, वो तो पूरा कंटेंट क्रिएट करके आपका दे देंगे एंड यू कैन कीप अपलोडिंग दैट कंटेंट. इस तरीके के AI एप्लीकेशंस बन गए हैं. तो आप सोचिए मिसयूज इनका कैसे हो सकता है.
We were talking about WhatsApp scams and how WhatsApp is getting hacked. अगर किसी का WhatsApp hack हो गया है, so what is the immediate process they should do for recovery?
See, there are processes with WhatsApp itself that you can raise it.
Okay.
That is one of the options. See, what hack नहीं हो रहा है, आपको एक चीज समझाऊं, आप hack कैसे बोल रहे हैं, मतलब एक ये मेरे को explain करिए, why you believe it is hacked.
I guess मेरे friend के साथ ये हुआ था कि he said that उनका phone hack हो गया, means someone else is operating his WhatsApp and उसमें से messages आ रहे कि अगर आपको ये number चाहिए वापस या आपका WhatsApp वापस चाहिए, you pay so and so, and
That
वो
is
ही
because of a Trojan, which I told you right in the beginning, where if you have any form of malware in the nature of a Trojan, जो आप इधर उधर से आप messages में WhatsApps में भी आपको good morning, good night, see everybody is not so good hearted to wish you a good morning every single day, पर ये सब messages जो पिछले 15-20 सालों से circulation में चल ही रहे हैं, उन सबका कोई ना कोई file of malware is there and has been there. अभी उसमें ये बैकग्राउंड ट्रोजन्स जो है, दे नॉट जस्ट कंट्रोल योर एनी एप्लीकेशन, दे कैन कंट्रोल एवरीथिंग ऑन योर फोन. बेसिकली योर फोन इज देयर फोन. आपके फोन में वो जो चाहे, जो भी आपके एप्लीकेशंस ओपन हैं, वो तो हर चीज यूज कर सकते हैं.
तो अगर ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है, so what is the recovery process?
You need to first of all go ahead. There are different specialists, so you can also go back to the mobile service provider. They also nowadays, some of the mobile companies which are there, let's say they are selling you a mobile phone, their centers also have proper methodologies to go ahead and clean up the phone. If they don't, then there are private centers where this can be done. There are some people where there's very sensitive information that has gone out, so we have also sent it to forensic labs to know what information went out, because sometimes it can be the phone of somebody who it is crucial and information may be sensitive. So even the mapping of what information has been accessed can be obtained. And in the situation that is not required, then you can just have the entire proper cleanup of the phone and identification of the malware. And as I told you, security, cyber security for your mobile device is as important as for your laptop or your computer.
Got it. Let's move on to social media platforms. I guess बहुत लोगों का career उस पे based है. Mine also. And आजकल teenagers are losing their social media accounts. It's getting hacked. Which is the most common way Instagram accounts are being hacked today?
Again, the most common is by your own device control being lost.
Trojans.
Very simple. Trojans are the most, you could say, basic forms. There are much more advanced malwares that are there, which unknowingly, when you visit certain websites also, scrolling, you visit certain websites, certain links, what malware is getting downloaded into your phone, you have no idea. And most of your applications, whether social media, are always in an open form on your mobile phone. Unlike a laptop where you keep logging out, here you never log out.
Yeah.
So by default, you are giving access to anybody and everybody who has access to your device, access to everything. That's why banking applications, if you see within 1 minute, time out.
Yeah.
Whether or not you like it, they time out. Ideally, social media apps also should time out.
Actually.
But that is an inconvenience for individuals, because see, every time you will log in, you will not log in so many times. So for a social media app, they're losing a viewer of that many minutes and that much of eyeball.
Because social media को चाहिए कि वो viewer उनके platform
Continuity
पे
हो, पूरा time मतलब बैठा हो 1 minute हो तो भी वो मेरा application खोल के देखे. उनको वो चाहिए. The moment there is an impediment of having to log in again, believe me, a lot of people will actually stop obsessively viewing social media to that extent.
Fair enough. I agree to that. So for parents listening here, and I'm also a parent, सबसे पहला question, what is the correct legal age to be on social media?
See, in India, the age to contract is 18. Which means even if, you are allowing kids to be on social media, they are not of the capacity or the mindset or legally of a position to be signing off on a contract to be there on social media, whatever terms and conditions may be there. So by default, at this point of time, they are not of a legal age to be utilizing any of these applications. Secondly, even from a growth and a mindset perspective, believe me, if adults find it difficult psychologically to cope, young children are still developing. Their minds are still developing. It's even worse for them. They should not be on social media. There's nothing called regulated social media. Children should not be on social media. Children should not be on instant messaging till the age of 18. And that is something I always say. One of the reasons being, it becomes an open platform for criminals, people, child criminals who are there, like in the nature of grooming, pedophiles. So many are there on the prowl. It gives easy access to your children. Now I'll tell you, आप भी स्कूल्स में पढ़ी हैं, तभी इंस्टेंट मैसेजिंग था, टीचर को रातों रात आपको बोलना था ये होमवर्क करना है, अरे डायरी में लिख दो।
हाँ, डायरीज थे।
क्यों नहीं हो सकता? स्कूल्स भी आजकल बोलते हैं अरे नहीं, वी नीड अ व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप, सो हैव अ व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप ऑफ द पेरेंट्स, व्हाई अ व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन?
Yes.
इट्स रियली नॉट नीडेड। व्हाट इज दिस 1 मिनट कम्युनिकेशन? पहले भी क्या कम्युनिकेशन दुनिया में होती नहीं थी कि हर चीज 1 मिनट में होनी चाहिए, उसका रिस्पॉन्स भी 1 मिनट में आना चाहिए? Actually, we are, training. We say children have attention deficit problems. They are impulsive. We are making them impulsive. Today, we are expecting, see, I'll tell you something. आप अगर मुझे phone करेंगी या call करेंगी, you will say there is always a time lapse.
Yes.
I will think and I will respond. I don't see any reason ki, why should we be impulsive in everything? But we are training our young children with instant messaging कि एक instant response आना चाहिए.
They say ना,
बिना सोचे समझे रेस्पॉन्स दो। क्यों? सोच के समझ के आप रेस्पॉन्ड करिए ना। फिर हम बोलते हैं बच्चे इंपल्सिव हैं, फिर बोलते हैं अटेंशन डिसऑर्डर है, फिर बोलते हैं ये सब कुछ है, पर हम ही उनको इस तरीके से ट्रेन कर रहे हैं। व्हाई डू आई रियली बिलीव किड्स शुड नॉट बी ऑन एनी फॉर्म ऑफ व्हाट्सएप, इंस्टेंट मैसेजिंग, नथिंग।
No, I agree. And एक saying है that someone else's urgency is not your urgency.
It's not your urgency.
Don't make it your urgency. Yeah. So the actual age to be on social media is 18 years. But हमको पता है that बच्चे around the age of 13 to 15, they start having a personal phone and they start...
नहीं, बच्चे don't have a personal phone. Parents give them that personal phone. बच्चे की कोई गलती नहीं है, ये याद रखिए। हम बच्चों पे हर चीज ब्लेम करते हैं, ब्लेम पेरेंट्स पे आना चाहिए। पेरेंट्स की इनसिक्योरिटी होती है, बच्चा स्कूल से निकले मुझे फोन करे कि वो सेफ है। अरे आज तक दुनिया में क्या बच्चे स्कूल नहीं गए थे? आप खुद भी स्कूल गए थे बिना मोबाइल फोन के। सेफ्टी तो थी, स्कूल बस कराओ, प्रॉपर मेथड्स होते हैं। सेफ्टी के फिजिकल मेथड्स होते हैं, पिकअप ड्रॉप मेथड्स होते हैं। खुद बच्चे को पिकअप करो, आपको टेंशन नहीं होगी।
Actually,
parents are insecure, project that insecurity into children and provide them these devices so that parents are in their mind secure and then say अरे बच्चे ने ये कर दिया। गलती बच्चे की नहीं, गलती माँ बाप की।
अभी जब माँ बाप ने फोन दे दिया है तो of course the child is going to be on social media.
वो तो कुछ भी करेगा फोन पे।
So tell me, what are some of the biggest cyber dangers which children are exposed to today, जिनके बारे में parents सोच भी नहीं सकते?
देखिए, kids when they are playing online games, many times, playing these online games, there are multiple interactions. There are games which have been banned in India for a specific reason. The reason they were particularly banned is because whether the child is interacting with a grown-up or a child in the front, there is no way to know. Many times it starts with playing, then it starts with, further information sharing. The person becomes a you could say a confidant for the child. And that leads to grooming, sexual grooming, a lot of other offenses that are taking place. There have been cases where kids have committed suicide because of psychological manipulation. See, believe me, there are many people on the other side who are simply of a sick mind and want to manipulate and get the joy out of manipulation. You would have heard about the Blue Whale game, the Momo game, and there are multiple such games. There are only 2-3 which are in the limelight. But there are multiple such games in circulation even today. A large number of child suicides are not fully traced back to the original sources. So I think it was a month back in Pune where the parents finally had raised an alarm that probably the kid's suicide was linked to some form of game or application that they were using. But many times it tends to happen, see, when there is a suicide or something like that, how many times does the police go and investigate the mobile phone? Until and unless somebody gives a hint that something could be wrong there. The laptop, the mobile phone, when that goes into forensics and there the footprints are found, is when you would realize a lot of these things are linked to so much of psychological manipulation, grooming, which is happening to children ongoing. So it's very, very important for you to, not put your children onto social media. Avoid sharing their photos, images. Even parents, they create accounts for children. They share data of their children. Understand any of these images can be misused. A lot of these images are actually misused. They are put into circulation onto multiple platforms with, images of young children, young girls, boys. Why? This is what we call the Ren effect. So there was this lady, her surname was Ren, and she had this, a couple of years back, she had built a social media account for her young daughter. She used to upload very cute images, videos. And, initially she never saw the comments section. At some point of time when she saw, she realized that, the people viewing it were even, sexually viewing the little baby. And that is when she realized that, we have no idea who are the people in front of us. which is called the Ren, which again got named after that as the Ren effect. That when you're dealing with child content, you need to be very, very cautious. You don't know who the person in front is. You cannot say my liberty. It's the same with women content. You cannot say I am empowered, I will put in whatever I want. Because you do not know the mindset of the person in front. You do not know where they come from. You have no idea who is viewing it also.
Exactly.
This is not like a closed setting where we are sitting in a group, in a family function and people are viewing a picture. This is random people whose background you have no idea are viewing your child's content. They are profiling your children. They're tracking your children. Obviously, see, if a child has a mobile phone and device, their location is being traced. Everybody, if they're using those games and on social media, know that that's a child. There are child kidnappings linked to this also. So why exactly, for our insecurity, we are actually risking a child's entire life and future. Don't give them the phone. Till the age of 18, ideally, they should not be on any of these platforms.
How should we explain them that, see, when you're 18, that's when you get a phone and that's when you can be on social media?
See, it is very simple. By explaining to them the cons of it, explaining to them in the real world what it is. See, they have not seen a world without the digital footprints, without actually digital life. They have grown up into this world where they've seen their parents constantly on the phone. They have seen parents leading a digital life. तो आप क्या होता है? आप ज्ञान दे रहे हो, आप खुद वो कर रहे हो. So first of all, parents need to live a life which is, you could say very clean from a digital perspective. Then you can advise your children. So you need to be in the present world and not the digital world. Then you can give information and you can, kids will consider you believable. Kids learn from what they see, not from what they hear. It starts with the parents. Then the second situation with respect to children is explain to them the cons. Explain to them the real world situations. That's what I told you. Today, if somebody is logging into a social media platform and there are 10 different videos of these things happening, the same thing, let's go, you are going with your child in a restaurant and there are 10 people, one saying, my astrology, mein ye iske saath hua, wo uske saath hua. Somebody is saying all of this. Are you okay with your child? No. So the same thing needs to be explained. Children are very intelligent today. Believe me, even a 3-year-old child has amazing acumen, which in our day and age, probably a 10-year-old kid would have. They have adequate exposure. They are genetically superior. Believe me, they have the smartness, the intellect. They have everything. They need to be tackled in that fashion. They need to be explained. When they're sharing their information on social media, they need to be explained from a very realistic perspective. I will give you one example. Today, like, you are opening social media, people are posting, I'm going so-and-so place in by flight and logging in on that, sharing their location, then saying, having a cup of coffee, then putting in their pasta picture when at lunch, then sitting in a meeting and tagging people, then whatever is happening. Now, let me just come back to a normal situation. You're walking on the road now. Let's say 3 friends of yours itself. I'm not even saying unknown people. Unknown people though are random now on social media. But let's say 3 friends of yours come over there and start walking with you. One says, today morning I had a cup of coffee with a heart on it. The other says, I had a pasta. The third one says, okay, now I'm going to do and go for running. The fourth one says, now I saw this with my friend over here. The third one says, now I'm feeling feverish, I'm unwell. The fifth one goes on and on and on. Do you think that's normal?
No.
So why is it normal on social media? We are basically normalizing abnormality. Then we say that there is a problem happening with people. People are suffering psychological issues. People are suffering from sleeplessness. Children are having different issues with social media. We are normalizing abnormality. Today, even if a friend came and behaved like this with you, sitting over a cup of coffee, let's say if I behaved like this with you, just now I came over here today morning, I had a cup of coffee and then, I had a pasta and then I had this and then I did this and see, I'm going so-and-so place abroad now. See, this is my photo. See, this is the my husband. See, this is what my kids are doing. See, this is it. Some point you'll say, have you gone mad? Isn't it?
Yes.
So why are we normalizing the madness?
So I guess we need to sort of have our boundaries with things.
As adults, draw your boundaries. Stick to those boundaries, then teach those boundaries to your children so that they understand that, when you are saying this is abnormal, you also need to live by that standard. It is abnormal.
Yeah.
But you are living it, normalizing it, then how will a child ever understand that this is
You're
not
putting
normal?
me in such spiral of thoughts, like I'm almost speechless and I'm like just sort of recollecting what all I have done, Oh, yeah. I guess cybersecurity can do that to you.
You need to really think.
Yeah.
Think before you post. Think before you talk to your children. Are you the right example for it? Become that example.
Yes. Lead by example.
Lead by example.
Moving on from kids to the youth, the younger generation, and this is my favorite topic, Chat GPT. I guess आज की generation food and water के बिना जी सकती है, but they can't live without Chat GPT. They share their personal detail, their daily routine, everything. How dangerous it is to share information with Chat GPT?
See, it is to share with anyone and anything on the internet. It's the same situation. Now, even ChatGPT is basically an AI platform. It is an algorithm which may or may not be able to advise you correctly. Understand one thing, it's an algorithm in the building. With more information it keeps getting, it keeps building. So in such a situation that, you will get all the perfect answers may not be necessary. People who make them their confidence completely and start living life based on what ChatGPT says, there are major challenges. Now, there have been multiple cases where medically people have faced challenges by depending purely on these AI platforms giving them information, because you understand that even the makers of these platforms say, we are still developing. We as users are believing this is a developed platform. The platform owners, the platform companies itself are saying we are making something innovative. We are developing this. It is in the process of development. How can we consider it developed and then give that absolute nature and then we hold the makers liable for it? How are they liable? So we need to have our sensibility in place that this is a platform which is developing. So we need to be sensible that, just because it's making our world easier and we don't want to put in some extra effort, so we just blindly believe whatever comes through. It is not how it happens.
And actually, they are taking our information and developing.
Obviously.
We are sort of assets to them. There was this educationist who had come on the podcast and she said that इंडिया चैट जीपीटी के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा एसेट है, बिकॉज इंडिया में इफ यू सी द कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी, द लैंग्वेज डाइवर्सिटी, आज हम इंग्लिश में भी बात करते हैं, फिर हम डिफरेंट लैंग्वेज को इंग्लिश में डाल देंगे, हिंदी इज क्लब्ड विद समथिंग एल्स, एंड चैट जीपीटी इज सॉर्ट ऑफ टेकिंग दैट इंफॉर्मेशन एंड डेवलपिंग with it. So I guess this conversation took me back to that
इंडिया
point.
पूरी दुनिया के लिए एसेट है. सच्ची बात है. हमारे पास जो जितनी पॉपुलेशन आज के समय में है, जितनी डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ पॉपुलेशन, डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ प्रोफेशन, डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ लैंग्वेज, डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ कल्चर किसी देश में नहीं है. आप एक देश बता दीजिए जिसमें है. So it's got nothing to do with AI. Every single platform, every single technology, every single thing, if not really passing through the entire India test, is nothing. That is one of the reasons that most of these different testings also that happen, even medical testings, have been done over Indians.
Because
unfortunately,
so much
that is a very bad thing that, see, I'll tell you something, when medical tests happen on Indians, we kind of red flag it. That, vaccination testings, all of them have happened. And it's actually happened, known as the India test itself. Yeah. It has unfortunately happened. But the same thing, when this digital testing is happening on Indians, we somehow normalize that also. India is the biggest asset for the entire world. And unfortunately, like the sitting duck and the guinea pig also.
Yeah.
So we need to be sensible. We need to be smart. We need to understand the value of ourselves in the first place. The world cannot offer that at all.
Yeah. I really hope that day comes soon where Indians realize that we are an asset to the world.
आपका ये podcast सुनकर definitely they will realize.
That's the motive.
There is definitely, you are an asset today. Yeah. Can anybody compete with that?
Again, I have some shocking numbers. UPI fraud is exploding in India. In the last 2 years, India has lost around rupees 2145 crores to UPI fraud. That's crazy. आजकल ऐसे कौन से नए UPI स्कैम्स हो रहे हैं जिनके बारे में हमको पता होना चाहिए?
फेक QR कोड्स जो कब से चल रहा है, उसके अलावा भी जो आपके QR कोड्स which are actually malwares. So बहुत सारी चीजें ये हैं जो चल रहे हैं इस समय. And UPI का भी one of the better methods is you can always use a RuPay credit card. Credit card में अगर transaction है, you can dispute it within 24 hours, 36 hours. You can raise those requests. Normally, the credit card service providers also, it is mandatory as per RBI guidelines that they need to go ahead and take cyber insurance. Which means that when you raise the complaint, then, within a particular time frame, etc., register your complaint, provide them the copies, you can get back the money and they will be insured by the insurer.
Okay.
So you can create these different layers of security.
But जैसे आपने बोला, हम QR कोड तो आज सभी यूज कर रहे हैं, नो वन इज कैरिंग देयर वॉलेट, एक फोन से
So आप
सिर्फ
क्यूआर कोड डायरेक्टली मत करिए ना, रुपए क्रेडिट कार्ड ले लीजिए, डू इट वाया क्रेडिट कार्ड, आप यूपीआई कर रहे हैं, बट पुट अ लेयर ऑफ सिक्योरिटी ना.
अगर कोई QR कोड यूज भी कर रहा है, if they do not have that credit card, if someone is using a QR code, what are the red flags they should be aware of?
देखिए, ऐसे क्यूआर कोड को देख के ना किसी इंसान को कोई रेड फ्लैग उस समय नहीं दिखने वाला है जब आप शॉपिंग करने जाने वाले हैं, आपको एक ड्रेस पसंद आ गई है और आप बारकोड से पे करने वाले हैं. तो रियलिस्टिकली अगर हम सोचे तो इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू पैन आउट कि इंसान रेड फ्लैग तभी सोचेगा. आप सोचेंगे मैं कब पैसे दे दूं, कब मैं ये ड्रेस ले जाऊं, कब ये पहन लूं. सो it's basically you cannot see the QR code in isolation. You are, the QR code, let's say even if it is at a vegetable vendor, there is somebody going to buy the vegetable, wants to go back home, cook it. They are not going to think of red flags at that point of time. Think of the whole scenario. So whether it's at a mall, whether it's at a vegetable vendor, whether it is anywhere. So you need to have layers of protection in this way, wherein, let's say there is a certain layer of, let's say, a credit card in the middle and you are paying via UPI only. There are multiple other such platforms that are there wherein, you can create that layer of protection. Because you are not going to be able to implement those red flags, believe me. Even if you walk out from here and you try to search, the moment you will like something or you are in a hurry, you are just going to complete the task and move.
That's so brutally honest. मतलब शॉपिंग के टाइम पे हमको सिर्फ शॉपिंग करके उधर से निकलना है, तभी
कोई रेड फ्लैग
इतना डिटेल में कोई नहीं जाता है. सो ट्रू. ओके, गोइंग बैक टू डिजिटल फुटप्रिंट, जैसे हमने पहले बात किया था, डिजिटल फुटप्रिंट कभी इरेज नहीं होता है. नाउ द स्कैरी पार्ट इज दैट all our personal information is not only with the cyber criminals or the hacker. It is sort of also traded to the dark web, which is a hidden side of internet जिसके बारे में बहुत लोगों को पता नहीं है. So starting with a basic question, what is dark web?
So simple चीज है, जैसे हर अच्छी चीज का एक बुरा पहलू होता है, तो इंटरनेट के अच्छे साइड का एक बुरा पहलू भी है जिसको डार्क वेब कहा जा सकता है, इसलिए उसको डार्क कहा जाता है. सरफेस वेब जो होता है, दैट इज लेस देन यू कुड से इवन 1% ऑफ एक्चुअल ब्राउजिंग. द मेजर लेवल्स ऑफ crimes, the major level of activity takes place on the dark and the deep web, जिसको बोलते हैं deep web, उससे भी ज्यादा होता है. So a lot of dark web and deep web are such, like criminal syndicates also operate on that. That is exactly why you see this data being sold over there. Criminals purchase the data, monetize on that data, accordingly select victims. A lot of these things are happening. Banking data, insurance data being sold. So this is an entire myriad that works on the dark and the deep web. It is definitely there, operational, functional.
How, why, and how much does our personal data cost on the dark and deep web?
It can just cost even 1,000 rupees. It can even cost 10,000 rupees. It can cost lakhs of rupees. It depends. It's bidding, almost like a bidding who's willing to pay more.
And ये information लेके वो लोग क्या करते हैं?
बहुत कुछ. अगर आपको किसी क्राइम के लिए टारगेट करना है, so that is exactly how they know about you. Let's say today, if somebody wants to target you and they have your insurance data. So at the time of your renewal of the insurance, you will immediately receive a message that, your insurance is due, etc. on this link, kindly renew it. Now, what will you do? Easier, मेरे को link आ गया है यहाँ पर, मैं तो immediately press करके I will go ahead and pay my premium. अभी वो premium किसको pay कर दिया वो तो सवाल ही अलग है. आपका इतना क्रूशियल इंफॉर्मेशन और डेटा उनके पास है कि आपका ये नंबर है, वो वेब पेज भी क्रिएट किया होता है जिसमें आप ही का प्रोफाइल नंबर, डिटेल सब आप ही का होगा नंबर, जिसको हम फिशिंग साइट बोलते हैं. सो आप ही के डिटेल से वो क्रिएट होता है एंड 99.9% पीपल विल पे, क्योंकि एक ईज हो गया ना, आपको वो लिंक आ गया, अरे मैं लिंक से पेमेंट कर दूं इधर ही. आप सोचेंगे मैं क्यों जाऊं, डेस्कटॉप पे बैठूं, लॉग इन करूं, फिर मैं अपना प्रीमियम भरूं, लिंक आ गया मैं उधर से ही भर लेती हूँ. और आजकल आप देखेंगे तो जो SMS भी आते हैं वो वेरी जेन्युइन लुकिंग नंबर. सो जैसे पहले आपको SMS ये VM LIC या ऐसे आते थे, आजकल भी आपको ऐसे सिमिलर लुकिंग में आएंगे. Not exactly that, but almost similar looking. And you will also be believing that, okay, maybe this is genuine. It's not some random number sending me a message.
Technology and AI was supposed to be fun, but it's really getting dangerous. How can we use technology and AI responsibly then?
Well, using it responsibly, the first and most important thing is you need to understand the cons of it. अच्छी चीजें तो बहुत कुछ हैं, आपका काम इजी हो रहा है, कन्वीनियंस बहुत है, लेकिन जब आपको ये समझ आता है कि उससे क्या क्या गलत भी हो सकता है, that is when you know, as I say, you start putting the bolts. It is very, very important for you to do that. Let's say any instant media platform or social media platform. I understand you come from that space. Do not take offense. But, there are so many of these platforms which are having, in a loop, different reels constantly there. Many of them which are viral. Now, you tell me, what is the whole objective of many of these reels? Sometimes these reels have hidden undertones. Use of certain colors, use of certain things, which actually triggers your brain. So to a great extent, this entire implosion of content on India, I would call it in the nature of information warfare itself. It is a fact. It is information warfare. Sometimes information which is being put out to you itself is enough. See, I'll tell you, nothing can defeat you till you defeat yourself. The human mind loses only to itself. अगर आपके ही ह्यूमन माइंड में पैरानोया, फियर, स्लीपलेसनेस, अटेंशन डेफिसिट, ये सब कुछ क्रिएट करा जाए, अपने आप ही आप एक प्रोडक्टिव इकोनॉमी नहीं रहने वाले हैं. Today, you see, what I call, instead of working, the youngsters are only forking. They're sitting on the phone, even in workspaces. Less than 20 to 30% is actually productive work time, and they're on social media most of the other time. Which is the Gen Z and everything, whatever anybody may end up saying. They are suffering from, obviously, an attention problem. Being able to focus, there is a genuine problem. Young children are facing it. Adults are facing it. There is sleeplessness. Majority of them are having sleeplessness issues. Stress. Imagine youngsters who have not even faced life are stressed because these particular reels and programs are going ahead and triggering those hormones in the brain and the body. They're meant to.
Yeah.
So basically, हम दूर से ही बैठे आराम से लोगों को एंटरटेनमेंट के नाम पर ही पूरे देश को निकम्मा बना देंगे, पूरे देश को मेंटली अनहेल्दी बना सकते हैं, बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं.
So you believe
this is information warfare.
And you believe that this is being strategically planned for
there have been
India?
Globally, if you see, there have been elections which openly social media platforms have admitted that they have gone ahead to influence and create a mindset towards certain political parties. So what makes me believe that this is not the situation? Why are we having these kind of programs and with these effects having on youngsters? Why is a platform for free providing this also is my big question. Why was TikTok banned in India?
Why was it banned in India?
Same thing. Random content, continuous content. What was the objective of that? Obviously, it was a Chinese app and there were other challenges also why the government took this stand. But TikTok is banned in many other countries also because of this.
Because it's just cringe content and it's just quick swiping.
It creates a loop for your brain. So a well-educated, productive human being becomes an absolutely, you could say, non-productive human being stuck in the loop of his own mind. So you simply do that to an entire generation, what is left? You don't need to pick up a bow and arrow. You don't need to pick up anything. This is it.
Absolutely. When you were talking about kids, you also mentioned about women safety online. I had some stats which says that every 7 minutes, a woman in India is harassed online.
Yeah.
So for women specifically, what are some of the digital safety steps to follow?
See, secure your DPs first. There are options in different platforms which are there enabled, wherein, you can go ahead and not allow the downloading of the DPs, etc. But definitely people can take screenshots. So you may believe that downloading is not there, but screenshots can definitely be there. Be mindful of what content you're posting about, your whereabouts, etc. Always refrain from posting those forms of content, not just for women, but also for men, for children, for everybody. It's the same thing. See, you don't want to be stalked online, especially, when you're stalked online, you have no idea who's even stalking you. So it's always better that you refrain. Many times real world crimes stem from social media because, people know your whereabouts, your details because of what you yourself are sharing. So refrain from sharing personal information, family information that is crucial to you, that should be maintained private. जैसे पुराने ज़माने में कहते थे ना, अपनी तिजोरी बंद रखो, घर की बात बाहर नहीं होनी चाहिए. अगर आपके पास, simple, when you earn money, आपके पास धन है, तो वो बाहर बाजू वाले को भी नहीं पता होना चाहिए. आपको कोई achievement होती है तो immediate family को पता होना चाहिए. उसके अलावा you need to set those boundaries where you need to ensure people don't misuse. Ancestors actually had this as a part of culture itself. It was said कि आप अगर लक्ष्मी माता को ज्यादा उछालें, ज्यादा उसके बारे में बोले तो वो कम होने लगती है. ये कहावत थी घर में. So, if a person bought a new car, उसको वो पहले मतलब पूरा ढकते थे, सब करके रखते थे, 10 जगह पे उसकी नुमाइश नहीं करते थे कि हमारे घर में लक्ष्मी माता की ग्रेस हुई है तो उसकी रिस्पेक्ट करें. फिर ये भी चीज होती थी कि जितना फिर एंसेस्टर्स केम आउट विद द होल फिलॉसफी कि आप जितना दिखाएंगे उतनी नजर लग जाती है. वो भी एक कहने का तरीका था कि आप अपनी प्राइवेसी रिस्पेक्ट करिए. आप जितनी नुमाइश करेंगे, जितनी लोगों को चीजें दिखाएंगे, उतनी अलग अलग इमोशंस उनमें डेवलप होंगे. दैट ऑटोमेटिकली विल लीड टू मल्टीपल सिचुएशंस. In a physical world, it is, a limited situation of what they can do to you. In a digital world, they can harass you. They can do so many things to you anonymously.
Yeah.
So eventually you decide how much you want to share then. So these were very normal sayings I'm sure you also grew up with.
Yes. So what is that one thing you would want that every parent, every teenager, for that matter, every Indian should know about cyber safety?
Value yourself the most. Understand Indian data is like a gold mine for the world today. You are a gold mine. आपका जितना diversity आप में है, value that. Be absolutely cautious. Data security of an individual constitutes national data security. Today, every single individual, if is mindful of themselves, their data, eventually we as a nation are securing our individual data together, which is national data. A nation is nothing without its people.
Yeah.
And if all our data gets compromised, believe me, the nation is compromised. So don't just look at it from a microscopic perspective, look at it from a very macroscopic perspective. You have seen what has happened with social media in Bangladesh. You have seen it happening in other countries. You don't want that in your country.
That takes me to a question. What do you think is the biggest cyber threat to India in the next 2-3 years?
Data. Data threat is the biggest threat, wherein there are multiple platforms and our youngsters have grown into those platforms. The dependency, the lack of development of cognitive skills of individuals. I will tell you today, you put a youngster out, there was a time today, if you will go somewhere, you will be able to find your directions. Correct? Left, right, is dukaan se udhar, wahan par wo pull hoga, pull se right. More than your parents' generations.
Yeah.
They would even know numbers by heart. Just take a youngster of 20 years or 25 years today. Without the maps on the phone, they will not be able to move 200 meters. That's a problem, which means visual, spatial, cognitive ability is lost. So if you put those individuals into a situation where they don't have the phone, what's going to happen? They can't escape from here to there. The brain is not processing directions properly. There is a problem. Same way with different ways wherein, we have started becoming more and more dependent, which has influenced the development itself. So technology should be a tool. It should not be the master. Unfortunately, technology is becoming a master and we are becoming the tool. It has to be the reverse. So that is one of the biggest threats that I see. Cognitive abilities of adults, of individuals, everything getting hampered because technology is the master and they are the tool. That role reversal has to happen.
Yeah.
You be the master. Let it be a tool to aid your life easily. It should facilitate ease for you. It should not be your master.
I couldn't agree more. And agar cyber threats hai, we need the support system. So closing with two important questions. What is the official website for reporting cybercrime in India?
Cybercrime.gov.in, and you can also make a phone call to 1930 and you can report.
When you go on these website or if you make a call, the help is immediate?
The help is immediate. But believe me, there are many, just day before there was an individual who contacted me and, he was defrauded by a fake online cybercrime reporting portal itself. So I think maybe he did not know the URL properly, etc. And he had gone ahead and searched online and some other sites flagged up. He filed a complaint and they asked him for 5,000 rupees. And he had lost a substantial sum of money. He had not yet paid those 5,000 rupees. And then he contacted me, I've lost such a huge amount of money and, I've registered a complaint online, but I've not paid 5,000. I said, for what you're paying 5,000? He told me, no, I got a WhatsApp message also after that and SMS also. Till then, my complaint copy cannot be given to. So you can imagine, uska bhi fraud hai. I'll tell you what happens over here. People, if you cybercrime.gov.in, आप कितने आजकल वेबसाइट्स खुद URL में टाइप करते हैं?
नहीं.
उतना भी हम लोग नहीं करते हैं. तो हम क्या करते हैं? फोन उठा, वॉइस में साइबर क्राइम हेल्पलाइन पोर्टल, उस पर जो लिंक आएगा क्लिक करो, डालो.
हाँ.
We don't want to even take that 2-minute additional. Somehow we are so busy doing what? I have no idea. Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling.
But to actually type cybercrime.gov.in वेबसाइट का हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है. वो हम वॉइस से बोल देंगे, जो लिंक आएगा हम खोल देंगे और उस पर डाल देंगे. And then we say criminals take advantage.
Yeah. Puneet ma'am, this episode has been such an information for me as a content creator, as a podcaster, as a parent. And like you said, technology is there to help us. And अगर हमको वो technology use करना है सही तरीके से, and we want to make it fun, we should follow the basic digital hygiene.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Keep it as a tool. You be
Yeah.
its master.
Yeah.
You will rule the world then.
Thank you so much. Like I said, it's been an eye-opening conversation.
Thank you.